Yeah, just put up a sign if we're like sitting improperly.
Hey, BLOXia, how you doing? Great to see you. I'm Chief Justice, and today I am here with Sorkus and Keith. And we are here with our April BLOXcast. Going to be answering your questions, coming in live from Twitter. Remember to use the hashtag Roblox so that we see it. You can also use the chat stream on Twitch itself, and there's also a BLOXcast forum on the site. So we've got a lot of questions to answer. One of the things we want to address up front is the egg hunt. I know a lot of people have questions about the egg hunt, and so we hope you enjoyed it. It was a great event. I'm just kidding. So we're working on it. We got a little bit surprised by something. Keith actually has a little bit of news on that and an explanation for what's going on.
Right, thanks, Brad. So the Easter egg hunt game is based on, as I hope many of you know, a new game technology that we pushed out in March called UTP. That's what we call it internally. It's universes, teleports, and persistence. So historically, Roblox games were tied one-to-one to places. That meant that if you wanted to make a game, you only had one place, and that was very limiting in a lot of ways. Really harder to make a multi-map game. So now you can have a game that has many places. You can either make them yourself or procedurally generate them. Then you want to move around between these places. We improved our teleports. We still have some more work to do there, and we can address that in a little bit later. And then we also have persistence, which is when you move around, you want to have the information, the state of your game, follow along with you. So if you achieve something in level 1, when you enter level 5 or 2, the game author, developer knows about it. So that came out in March, and when we released it, we identified some performance issues that we were going to have to address. And the one thing we forgot is that when Deepak and his team make a game, it's really, really popular. So we knew that there were some performance issues. Deepak and the games team did an awesome job. They made a great game. They did everything the way that you're supposed to, that you're allowed to do on the game. And it was really helpful for us to see where the specific performance issues were. I know Deepak and the team are working on some workarounds now, and we're addressing some of the back-end stuff. So I think it was, while I'm sorry that you're not able to play the game this moment, I think for the future of UTP, it's really helpful for us to see how far we can go with it and then adjust and then go further. So it's one of the things that we do a lot at Roblox, constantly increase the scale of all that we're able to do. So again, sorry we didn't catch this in advance, but we'll be up pretty shortly again. Yeah,
it is the kind of thing that's very hard to catch in advance. I mean, this game hit something like close to 15,000 players less than an hour after we turned it on, which is the fastest any Roblox game has ever ramped. There's obviously a lot of interest, and we know that. So there are things that you can plan for, and there are things that we get surprised at, and one of them is, continually how popular some of the games that we create are. So in terms of timing, as Keith said, we don't have a definitive time. We're working on solutions right now. We want to get it back up, as much as you do. Well, maybe not as much as you do, but we really want to get it back on as well. So fingers crossed, we could be seeing that soon, right, TM?
Soon.
Okay, so let's get into the questions. We have some other egg hunt questions too, but we'll take those later. Let's start out with, I guess, Keith, this is an interesting one you could take on. Predation X asks, I'm interested in knowing what new changes users can expect to see in groups. In the recent past, different ideas have been discussed, like the ability to ban people from the group, have territory, a group leaderboard, etc.
Right. So I think
Funny you should ask that.
I think I'm going to have to defer to you on how much I can say in terms of what we're going to be putting out in the next.
We'll start with points, and we'll.
All right. So we are developing some new things. Some of them are actually live right now. One of the things that we do that's pretty interesting is we'll turn on some features live internally for all of the Roblox employees. We'll then roll it out to a smaller group of people on production and then ultimately to everyone. One of the things that's live right now is the ability to earn points in-game. And I don't know if we've explained this before.
Yeah, there will be a blog post that will explain it more in depth. But
so we'll be turning that on very shortly, and what that means in a nutshell is, as you participate in games, developers, and we'll explain this in our blog post, developers will have access to points that they can give out. So you can have a point given out if you achieve something in the game, and it's really at the game developer's discretion. We will have global leaderboards and per game leaderboards that will be able to show how you rank, or your friends rank, or people you know rank in the grand scheme of things for either a particular game or overall on Roblox. We're all excited about this because it really helps make gameplay, I think, more exciting on a meta level. Part of that will come into groups. So what we're doing with groups is our vision for groups is that they have much more of a gameplay element to them than they have now. So the first thing that we're doing is forming a clan within every group. So basically every group, let's say you have a group with 1,000 people in it, 100 people in it, or 10,000 people in it, and there are bigger groups. You can have a clan in that group, and you can invite people from within your group to participate in that clan. As those people go out and they earn points, we'll also have clan leaderboards. So you'll be able to see where your clan ranks in terms of games with other clans. So that's sort of the beginning of what you could imagine further down the road, and hopefully not too much further, group battles. So we're very excited about this. I think big picture direction of groups, really we all like the idea of gameplay oriented things. I don't know if any.
I think that covers it. So, points, clans are coming, more focused clans, leaderboards, all of these are sort of tip of the iceberg in terms of what we're going to be doing, in terms of both supercharging what groups do as well as sort of surfacing a lot of the more competitive aspects of what goes on Roblox, and we're going to be building some events around that this summer as well. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to, and actually, so they'll start seeing the point stuff within a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, within the next couple of weeks, you should start seeing that roll out.
Okay, cool. We'll sprinkle the egg hunt question. We'll hide the egg hunt questions throughout the Q&A. Here's an egg hunt question. So some people, as you know, we had it on, so some people have seen some of it already. PBJMS asks, why did you decide to make the egg hunt maps with terrain instead of bricks?
So, one of the things we really wanted to do when we started out was, this was a combination effort between outside developers we hired versus within the games team at Roblox. So one of the things we started out was saying, can we use terrain? What is the scale of the map? The current scale of the map this time around is much larger than last year, for example. And the other thing is we wanted to constantly build on top of a map. So we have 5 different maps. You build from the first map, and then you start adding stuff, and you start changing the world. When we started out thinking about this idea, we realized that to do that, we will require a lot more parts, and the static element of the map itself doesn't need to change. This is the real use case for terrain. Right. This is the best use case for something like terrain, where it is very cheap to have it in your level. It doesn't necessarily change, but you add elements on top of it that change. This is basically purely game design perspective in terms of saying, okay, how can we get the largest map possible with the best performance, while at the same time it makes sense for us in terms of what the map should look like, and that's why we went with terrain for this one.
And it's worth noting for those of you who have been in it and those of you who are looking forward to it that the map is really, it is 5 different maps, but it's really the same place at 5 different times.
That's right.
So it progresses over time, and what Keith was saying at the beginning about universes, this is a very interesting use case for universes. It's not just 5 random places, they're actually like chapters in a story. And so, the world changes as you move through the story, and as Sorkis was saying, to be able to modify the map and still make, still have good performance and everything, this was a good way for us to go with it. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see. Dark Roll asks, when will the new layout for the website come out?
I would like it out tomorrow, but I think we have some ideas on how to roll it out. I think one of the challenges in doing anything like that is there are lots of people who are very familiar with the current website. They really like it, and they don't want to see it change. There's also a lot of people are very comfortable with how it works and how it flows. So when making changes, you have to be very careful. So that's why it's taken a little time.
I'll take this one. A lot of people are still going crazy over the cat thing. Was it real? I know it wasn't, but just to be sure. That's from Elisa O. The cat thing? Yes, that was our April Fool's joke. You're not going to be turned into cats. At least not yet. Let's see. What do we want to take next? Hey Roblox, Keith, I think this is probably you. Why don't you add in-game links? What I mean is developers could add a GUI button in-game so that when players click it, it could lead to a link in the Roblox website. That means players could create an in-game ad system where it actually leads to the advertising place or group. Sounds cool, right? That's from Extreme Ninja Master.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how we would implement it, but we are talking about giving developers lots of features like that. We've specifically talked about giving developers control of in-game advertising in a variety of ways. So I think that's a really interesting idea, and we're already talking about it. But I don't know if we would specifically implement it that way or some other way. But it's a great idea.
Plazex asks, is there going to be a way to block people? Sometimes in-game it gets annoying when people spam stuff. Is there going to be a way that you can stop seeing their chats? Yes, that's actually a feature we have in development right now. Don't have a release date for it, but as I said, it is in development, so you can expect to see it in the not too distant future.
Now there's a creative hack around that right now, I think, with universities. Is you make a place and then you automatically teleport that person to that place every time they enter into the game.
Okay. But then you have to know who they are.
Yeah.
Deepak, will the voxel water ever have properties so you can change color, wave height, etc.? That's from Master Beyblade.
So properties, we have discussed changing the API, not changing, but like adding on to the API in terms of how the water flows, what are the controls you have, what happens when you're underwater, is there some sort of a way of, like for example, if you're swimming underwater, can you get the signal that you're actually underwater and stuff like that? Color, on the other hand, is a little more trickier, because if you change the color to purple, is it water? It's a little more trickier problem. And now, usually fluid simulations work slightly differently, where if it's water simulation is very specific in terms of for water, and like for example, if you want lava, it flows in a different way. So in the past, we have designs for expanding this out, basically having different materials, different elements to add and remove. So basically, if you want lava, we'll have lava simulation. So this is part of a bigger project we have for liquid simulation inside the engine, and we'll probably be, that's more like Keith can tell me when.
Well, I don't know if there's a when, okay, all right. I don't know if there's a when, but I think that there's a, I think Deepak is right. What we really want is we want a lot of, the vision is that materials match what you would expect them to happen. So if you have water, it behaves like water. If you have lava, it behaves like lava. If you have other types of things, it would behave as you would expect and look as you would expect. At the same time, we want to have that diversity to have like an alien world where maybe water is purple, I don't know. So there's always that balance there, but we do like the vision of having sort of form or function follow from the material.
I'm going to do two questions together. One is an egg hunt related, but one is not. Midnight Cave asks, are there other things you plan to do with universes? And Nick Souljam asks, I can't play egg hunt with friends because of universes. Is there a way around this? So things that we're planning to do.
Right. So right now, what we did with teleports is there were three major things that we wanted to do with teleports, and we've done the first two. The first one was that it was very hard and cumbersome, I think, for developers to use teleports. So the very first thing we did in the beginning of the year was made it easier programmatically to use them. Second thing is you were not guaranteed to go to a specific instance of a place. So what could happen is you enter a lobby, then you go to another place, then you come back to the lobby, it's actually a different lobby. So that one we've addressed. But the last one is how do you all teleport together into a level? We haven't worked on that yet, but it's on our roadmap. And I think that's what's great about having feedback. If that's really one of the things that are impacting people's fun, then we'll bump it higher in our list.
Okay. Good, and there are a number of other things that we're working on with universes, and we can't lay them all out right now, but it is a feature that we will continue to develop. Couple of Maker Faire questions. When is Toronto Maker Faire? Somebody asked, can you please tell viewers right now, viewers that live in Raleigh, to sign up for the Raleigh Blocks Fair? We have almost 20 volunteers. That's from Joe Johns 1125. So Toronto Maker Faire, first of all, you can go to the website, go to the blog. There's a link on the right-hand side of the blog that takes you to a list of all of the Blocks Fairs that we're going to be sponsoring this year. And actually, just yesterday, we put up what status is for each of those, how many people are signed up. We need at least 8 people to have a booth. And if you can get 20 people together, we're going to send people to hang out with you. So Toronto, I believe, is in September, and I don't know that they finalized the date yet. If you live in Raleigh, go and sign up. We'll have somebody come out and be with you. I believe Raleigh is in early June. And also, I want to give a shout out to the people at Burlington this weekend. Hey guys, hope you are tweeting your pictures and what's going on there. We don't have staff there this weekend, but it looks like you actually did have a good number of people out there, so hope it is well attended and you guys are having fun representing Roblox. So go to that page on the website. Again, it's accessible from the blog. Sign up. We would love to have you participate and help to show the flag.
Can I, one question, how much more time do we have left in this test? Alright, so hey, we have some time left. We want to answer questions. Let's get more people on here. Can you ping your friends, tell them to get on here. Let's see if we can take down Twitch.
Let's see. can you add a setting in Studio? So somebody asked, when is Studio 2014 coming? And somebody else asked, can you add a setting in Studio? This is Mr. Donut Head. So we can switch the old and new version. I was much more comfortable with the older version.
The really old version?
Well, I think we put out the ribbon bar. There is a way to switch. Yeah.
If you go to Tools, Settings, there is under the Studio category, there is a layout setting. You can change it back to System menu, and that'll change it back. But as someone who has been using Roblox Studio for a while, I would say that the ribbon bar is a significant improvement.
Yeah.
Over what was there before. I can now actually tell what my tools do. I don't need to memorize my icons.
Right.
I know exactly where they are. The fonts are slightly better, and overall, I feel like at the end of the day, if you stick, it's more of a this changed. So changes usually is not very well taken. So that's the knee-jerk reaction. So if you stick onto it for a little bit, you will find that the ribbon bar is just better.
I agree with that.
Decamper RBLX asks, can we expect a 100 people per server release soon?
I'm glad you asked that. We are actively working on that right now. We have a project for this quarter where that is the goal. I can't say when we'll release it. What I can say is that the team working on it hit all of their goals last quarter. They had some really hard problems to work on, and they nailed it. So I'm very optimistic on this.
Let's see. It's an interesting one. Image Addict. Just either of you chime in here. How many game development careers do you think you have started?
So we can't give you a specific number, obviously, but like we have hired 5 interns last year just from the community. That alone tells you, that alone tells us that like how many budding developers are there in Roblox. So of course, at the end of the day, we develop commercial software, so we would want to hire very high quality software engineers. And the fact that these users bubbled up to the top and were able to do internship here tells you a lot about how many careers we are starting. So it's basically a combination of as you grow up, as you get older, you get more into software engineering, you get more into making more and more powerful games. And Roblox is one of the easiest places to start with. So based on my interaction with the Scripters Forum, and I'm going to assume that every developer who is on the RBX Dev Forum is sophisticated enough to make a game, so in the hundreds at least.
Yeah, and we're seeing, this is what we try to showcase in the blog. We're seeing a lot of people, as we've added features like universes. There was another question in here from Ether who asked, how do you think Roblox compares to large indie games? I think as we add features like universes, like developer products, we start comparing very well. And in fact, when you look at where we are, like launching the Egg Hunt yesterday and going to 15,000 players like that, there actually aren't a lot of platforms out there where you can both create a pretty sophisticated game and put it out in front of an audience of millions of people and have it noticed that quickly. So, I don't know if you want to add to like how we compare to,
Right, so Roblox really does 3 things, right? You make games using the engine studio, you have the platform where you get the audience, and we also maintain the backend servers for you, so it's very easy to make multiplayer games. So it's super fast. I don't know of any other platform where it allows you to like make a multiplayer game in a day. We can make games like Egg Hunt in under a month, which is again very, very interesting. And when you compare Roblox to indie games, we should really compare Roblox to indie games which also do multiplayer. That's the core of Roblox, and making multiplayer games, we stack up really, really well. You don't have to worry about a lot of things when you're making something. As someone who is a software engineer myself, I know that like writing sockets and maintaining game servers is like one of the most really headache things of making multiplayer games, but Roblox alleviates that immediately for you. It's automatic.
Yeah, it's a good combination of I think for developers, a good combination of game design, product development, but also business support. And we don't really talk about that a lot, but that's really what Brad and Deepak are really talking about is if you are an indie game developer and you're in the business of being an indie game developer, meaning you want to make some money, this is a great platform because we acquire traffic or we have players for you. And if you think about going on other platforms or rolling your own, I hope many of you to go do that someday. But I think as you're working on Roblox, I think that's really a great value that we provide, and you can focus on game design and sort of touch on those things. So I agree. I think it's really very interesting what we offer.
Right, and it's a fairly unique blend, as Deepak said, of both the creation environment, the fact that it's 3D as actually the look and the feel and what you can do in terms of the the in-game physics, also very unique, and then the marketing, the marketplace, being able to deliver a game to really millions of people, and then earn the money, and that's why we introduced Developer Exchange. So all those things together, and we've also heard from actually a number of developers, people who are not just learning to develop games, people from our community, but actually externally from professional game developers, that we're actually a faster platform to develop a game on than pretty much anything else out there. And it's also free, which is also different. A couple of questions that are similar here. FHL RBX asks, will the 3D thumbnail extension be added for anyone, or will it stay just as a Chrome extension? And along with that is, what's the future of the catalog? Will you get to see a 3D view of clothes and gear on yourself, like a sample? And that's from Trapped Soul.
So I love the 3D Chrome extension. It's in a couple of ways. One is it's beautiful, it's awesome. The other one is it really came from our development community. We didn't develop that, but it was so good it inspired us, and so we actually are working on not so much an extension, but making that kind of display core to our catalog. So we have, it's more of a on-the-side project, but and the interesting thing about it is the engineers at Roblox themselves thought it was so cool that they just started working on it organically and are working on it on the side. So I think that's a great example of us seeing what you're developing on Roblox and wanting to provide that for everyone.
123 Mike Hawk 1233 asks, is there going to be a BLOXcon 2014? I really want to go to a BLOXcon. They sound cool. They are cool. But so 2014, I think, as we've stated repeatedly, we're not having the standalone, Roblox only BLOXcons. That's why we're doing Roblox at Maker Faire, and we're doing something like 20 or 25 of those. If you do live sort of in the area here in Northern California, or you're looking to make a trip out here, the entire staff is going to be at the Maker Faire here in the Bay Area, and that's the third weekend of May. But we've got other ones going on as well. There's a big one in New York in September. We're going to send several people to that. And then, as previously noted, if you can get together at least 20 people, we're going to have staff there to come with you. That's what we're doing for physical events this year. There is a BLOXcon. It's going to be virtual BLOXcon, and those of you who enjoyed it last year know that it was a pretty wild time. We did it in September last year. We're doing it in June this year, and that's going to be probably a 5+ hour live stream event, and all of the great stuff that you saw actually at the physical BLOXcons, the feature sneak peeks, the Bloxy Awards, all that good stuff, that's all going to be part of virtual BLOXcon. So that's what we're doing this year. We're not ruling out, going back to having a standalone event in future years, but for this year, what's really important to us is making sure that we strike the right balance between having events that really satisfy our existing community, and at the same time going to events where there are a lot of people who would probably be interested in Roblox if they knew more about it. And the best way for us to talk about Roblox is not actually for us, the staff, to do it, but for all of you who are really into Roblox and who have built these games, all these individual developers. show off what you've created, and that's what maker fairs are all about. This is a whole event built around people who create stuff and show off what they've created. So we thought, what better environment is there for us to go to than a maker fair and give people the opportunity to show off what they've created on Roblox. So that's how we're taking on events this year. JMA34550 asks, how much have you given out to game developers over the past year in DevX? Well, actually, DevX isn't even a year old yet. It's only about 6 months old. But in that 6 months, we've given out about $150,000. So, and growing. So now is a really good time, if you have not done so yet, is to build a game and get it out there and start making some money. LegoMan4464 asks, is the party system going to be improved?
I hope so. I want it to be. Yeah, we've been talking about that recently, actually, and we don't have a specific date or schedule for it yet. But I think it's very possible that we could get that on our agenda in the next little bit.
Okay. Will you guys ever give out lessons on YouTube or somewhere else, for making clothes? I've been dying to know how to make them. Roblox, your clothes are really great. You should make a lot more. You should make like a pixeled egg t-shirt. I'm sure it would be cool. That's from MK Spitfire. We're doing a lot more. So, what we do on Twitch is, Twitch is for our live events, and on YouTube and our wiki, we're starting to put a lot more into both archiving the content that we do from live events, but also now starting to document both how to build things and not just game stuff. The emphasis is more on building and scripting, but we are going to be bringing tutorials in other areas of Roblox as well. So keep an eye on our YouTube channel for more content there. Merely, hello.
Hey,
how you doing? Right. Shouldn't you be outside playing? Have you considered a feature for adding custom styles to GUI elements?
So this is a interesting question. So what you're really asking for is, other than being able to upload images, so you have images as a UI, you are saying, is there like special theming that you can do? Currently we do offer some themes, some themes in terms of what you can do in terms of UI, like we have the Roblox style, which is like the rounded, transparent, half transparent black theme, which is the most common theme in terms of all of Roblox. So we have discussed having other themes, visual styles, which is very consistent to the current style, but in terms of color and other stuff, it's slightly different. It's not something we have actually like fully spec'd out, so we'll have to fully spec it out before we consider that.
I think merely can ask this in person.
Yes. Yeah. That too. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Andrew, can you shoot me a few more questions too, please? Speaking of GUIs, so Wealthy War 3587 asks, will intra-universe, I think they probably mean intra-universe, teleport GUIs be released for those that do not know how to create them, or will it be up to us to create them?
So I'll take this one.
Yeah.
So right now we do have the ability to, when you teleport, give a custom UI. So the question seems to be, will we provide something with something like a Roblox themed one? Right now it's very text based. As we said, we are developing the feature constantly. So we will probably upgrade that a little bit, but I strongly encourage everyone to theme their teleports. It makes more sense for each game to have its own version of, hey, where are you going? This is the classic example of, like, for example, if you're playing a role-playing game, you go into a dungeon, there's like a loading screen. This is exactly what that is. They're really taking you and teleporting you to a different place. While in Roblox it's very similar. Right now we just have text, but you can always overload that with your own UI. In terms of what we will do, we will upgrade the UI and make it look nicer for you, for sure. But of course, at the end of the day, theme your game.
Smooth Block Model asks, why is Sorkus such a troll?
I graduated from troll school.
It's true. He has actually with high honors.
It is.
I have a diploma.
I believe it with very high honors.
22129 Roblox asks, will you ever come out with something bigger than OBC or something smaller than BC, like MBC, Mini Builders Club? That's interesting. We're always looking at like what's the right structure for Builders Club. I think it's been probably about 3 years or something since anything's happened with that. So we are taking a look at that. Bigger than OBC, I don't know that we need to go bigger than OBC, but we're looking at sort of maybe a different structure of features and things that come with membership. So stay tuned for that. Nothing anticipated in the very near future, but again, that is something that we look at constantly. Curtis or Not, we're just going to take one or two more. Curtis or Not asks, will there be part reflections on reflective surfaces anytime soon?
Yeah, I don't have an answer on that, but I will take that one back. That's a great question.
And Bradley P118 asks, will we ever get MIDI upload? They have no vocals and less moderating with the new sound engine. Is this possible?
We actually talked about that as when we were doing sounds, if we should do that first. But we opted for sounds because we thought it was could give us a lot more variety of different types of sounds in general and music. But another great idea.
We'll close with one or two Egg Hunt questions. C. McIntyre asks, will you announce the grand opening of the Egg Hunt as soon as possible? Yes, as soon as possible, we will announce that. And when soon will be, TM, we will let you know. And the last question was, here it is. What persuaded you guys to take more of a hiding eggs tactic this year instead of giving them powers?
So this went back to the game design. We basically said, wait, it's called Egg Hunt. We want you to find them. So this time around, usually we were constricted to one world where we dropped everything. So we put out more players, and it was more fun to just see these eggs do stuff. This time around, we said, wait a minute, we can actually make a full-on exploration game with universe teleports and persistence, and we can also actually make it a full-on hunt, and that's exactly why we did that.
I mean, it is, after all, an egg hunt. You should be looking. It should be. Some people who made it in yesterday were saying, oh, it's so hard to find them. It's supposed to be hard to find them. If it's just lying there on the ground and you pick them up, how much fun really is that? So, and the other thing is we didn't want to repeat ourselves.
That's right.
Why would we want to have the same game every year? We want it to be different. So actually, I will close with one question for each of you. Merely wants to know if Troll School has an online course.
It does.
Yeah.
But I cannot divulge that information online, so you'll have to meet me when you come here.
Yeah. So yeah, merely if if you're really nice, maybe Sorkus could provide some tutoring.
I think Merely could be Sorkus's troll Padawan.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good one over the summer.
Yeah. And JMA34550 asks, why is Keith so awesome?
I'm glad someone thinks so. That's awesome.
And it's, and if that's what's coming across through the camera, imagine how it is only 2 or 3 feet away.
Yeah, that's so funny.
It is actually pretty impressive.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up the Q&A with that. Thanks for everyone who sent questions in. We appreciate it. We'll be back here next month to answer more questions. And now we're going to take a brief break, and then Sorkus is going to be back with a sneak preview of a pretty cool game that we have in development that you guys are going to be seeing really soon. So thanks a lot. Again, those of you who are interested in joining us at Maker Faire, go to the blog, find that link on the right side, sign up. We want to see you there. And with that, the Egg Hunt will be back as soon as we can possibly get it to you, and enjoy. Have a great holiday for those of you on spring break, and we'll see you in a month. Thanks.
Hey, did you hear about that news?
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. You're ugly.
What? Why would you say that?
Fret no more, my son. You too can blossom into a beautiful butterfly like me. BAM! Now you got beautiful hair. This ugly cat makes me want to cough up a hairball. But no biggie. Presto! We got a beautiful feline here. Meow. Look at this bald loser. He won't have to wallow in his own ugly tears no more. Kablamo! Now we've got a stud. You need beautiful hair? I got it. Call this number if you don't want to be a miserable failure. You need beautiful hair, people.
Yeah. And we are back. Joined now by Jack Smirking Ruben.
Hello, and what we're going to be doing now is we're here with Sorkus. We've been developing the game team has been developing a really cool title centered around mobile, and it's very different than what you may be used to seeing on Roblox, particularly on what the games team has been working on. So that being said, we've got an iPad loaded up here, and why don't you tell us a bit about what we're looking at?
We are kind of looking at the iPad screen.
Okay.
And
remember, everyone else is looking at that too.
So in the screen, as you can see, one of the things that at Roblox we have been experimenting is can we take an existing game on Roblox, package this as an app to the iOS App Store. We are constantly working on this feature. We have feelers out in terms of other pro developers being able to do it. So one of the teams, as part of the games team, I basically said, okay, we'll obviously need to make the first game. So we took this effort we've been putting a lot of effort into making this game other than just the egg hunt. And this is what you see. I'm going to be logging in. Of course, a lot of you now know that Beast from the East is me. So yes, I am from the East. So it makes sense.
And while you're logging in, it should be noted that we have wrapped up a couple of games already that were already games on Roblox as standalone apps. Space Knights is out there. Survive the Disasters is out there. This is the first time we've developed specifically for mobile in mind.
That's right. So I'm not that I worked on this game. I think this game is going to be more awesome. So let's dive in here. Let's log in. There's a loading thingy at the top right. There's a dragon shooting a fireball at a knight, and we are in. If you experience, everyone knows this UI. This is the best UI I've seen. This was made by me and my friend back in the day. I have two UIs. Okay, let's get rid of them. This is not supposed to be in here. 1, 2, thank you. So that is the admin UI. You guys don't get that, by the way. When I release the game, you won't be able getting that. It's just me. Yeah. So what we are looking at is, I'm pretty sure most of you kind of know what Clash of Clans is. So we basically said, okay, can we make a game that is kind of like Clash of Clans and in Roblox, in 3D, and something that basically looks really cool, but also resonates with what Roblox is. So we basically took that, and we've been working on this for a long time. So in this screen you see me having this is my town hall. For those of you who do not know what this game is about, it's about building a base and basically attacking other players using your units. You use your base to train units, and then you attack other bases, other people's bases, and raid them, get the money, and then raise the I lost my train of thought, unfortunately. So you basically make more money, you get more powerful, and you just constantly go, right? So let's start by redesigning this base slightly. I have at the top right of my screen, I have a max of 1,000 gold. I have max of 1,000 ether, out of which I have 750 each, and I have about 500,000 gems. So the gems are the currency to buy stuff. So we'll dive that in a bit. So let's move the town hall to a little bit to a nicer place here. Okay, we have an army camp here. Let's move that over. Okay, that's fine. We have this gold mine that we're gonna move over. That looks good. And then we have a builder's hut. Now I see that there is like a lot of UI in this game, right? One of the things you want to do is okay, let's click on some of these UI settings. It's not done yet. Okay. That's not done at the other. Okay. Attack log, achievements not done. Okay, so let's go to shop. What is shop? Oh, that took a little bit of time. So now I can build stuff. So first I'm gonna do army. I'm more interested in killing stuff. So barracks. Okay. So I got the barracks here. I'm gonna be trying to place this. Where should I place? Let's place it near the army camp. It makes more sense for the barracks and the army camp to be closer. And I say okay. And now it's starting to build, and you see that the builder came out of the builder hut and he's going to be starting to build. So it's going to take a minute, and he's going to slowly build it piece by piece. So just slow. So this takes only a minute, right? If I want to upgrade my town hall, it'll take a little bit of more time. So, and I have only one builder. We see that we have only one builder. At the top, we see that there's a builder and there's only one. So let's add another builder here and say, hey, you know what? I want more builders. So there you go. So now I have two builders. So if I want to build two buildings, my stuff will just work. So let's add. I need level 2 town hall first apparently. So let's do town hall level. So I want to update my town hall. Oh, unfortunately I don't have enough gold, so I'm going to add some gems and add the gold. And he's building. So it's going to take us 5 minutes. So in the meantime, let's see what other things we can build here. We can build an army camp, a hero altar. Let's look at resources. Let's build the ether well.
So all this should be pretty familiar to people who have played Clash of Clans.
This is I know I'm being a little slow, but this might be good for someone who has not seen Clash of Clans. And of course, this is fully 3D, right? Clash of Clans is 2D, so you can do this, right? So this is not something that you can do in a non-3D game, which is like 3D rotation. We are going to be adding interesting camera angles and stuff like that, so it's going to be far more exciting. And as you can see, since I have two builders, now I have two people trying to build stuff. So if I try to build another thing right now, it's going to say, hey, you don't have a builder free. Do you want to free up a builder? So I say yes. So he immediately finishes that and he tries to build this one. Of course, the other thing is visual upgrades, right? You want your buildings to look cooler, you want your armies to look cooler. So let's complete my town hall. Okay, so it looks much nicer. It used to be like a hut, now it's a little better. So let's finish the gold storage and then let's try to upgrade this guy. I'm going to be clicking a little fast here because just to speed it up. So we need an ether storage, so let's do an ether storage.
So a great deal of it is just about developing the right sorts of resources, right? There's various different.
The idea is you're on a airport, you're on a train, you're sitting on your couch, and you want to play a game that is super you want to play it casually. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be like, hey, oh my god, I'm getting I need to run, I need to move. Right. This game is all about just playing casually and planning. Most of it is just planning. It's a strategy game, right? It's a real-time strategy game, and so I'm gonna be upgrading some ether wells here. You're gonna be seeing me clicking a bunch of icons. That's pretty much how it goes if you know exactly how to play this game. Otherwise, we'll give you a tutorial, of course. So now I have upgraded my gold and ether. So let's go ahead and upgrade my town hall. That's going to take just 3 hours. Do we have 3 hours?
We do not have.
Yeah, we do not have 3 hours. It's Saturday.
No, we totally have 3 hours.
You have 3 hours.
Okay. So let me upgrade the town hall. They say I don't have 3 hours. Unfortunate, rather. So I have level 3 town hall now. You know what? It still doesn't look cool enough. So I'm going to be like, hey, I want to get my town hall cooler. So I'm going to be upgrading to level 4. And let's see how this goes. Oh, look at that. It now is bricks. It's made of bricks instead of clay. I don't like clay. Nobody likes clay, right? The bricks are cooler. So as you upgrade, okay, so now we have a town hall, a barracks, an army camp. I should probably upgrade the gold mine so that it's a little faster. Oh.
What kind of units do you have for the barracks?
So that's exactly what I was going to get into. in just a little.
I'm just that psychic.
That makes sense. So now you have your base. Let's build one defensive structure. So let's assume that you're concentrating on defense. Let's not do that, actually. And now you want to say, you know what? I want to train some army. You go to the barracks and then you train troops. As you can see, there is different units available. There is the we don't have info pages for them, so there is the basic infantry, archer, the gargoyle, the ogre, the mage, Pegasus, flying basilisk thingy, and flying basilisk thingy is most commonly known as dragon. You might not know that though, so let's just keep it flying basilisk thingy. And then I see that like we are kind of not having any ether. Without ether we can't train units, so I'm going to be building some ether walls here, and I'm going to be upgrading this ether wall. But not to worry, using my special ungodly or godly powers, I should say, I made the ability to make units, fight with the units that I don't necessarily have. So we will jump into that in a bit. In the meantime, I just want to upgrade this enough. I just like clicking. Just clicking is so much fun. Like I can't stop.
You're tapping away there, man.
I just cannot stop. It's my fingers. They're automatic.
So are we actually going to be able to show people in this game that you're going to battle, like getting into a fight with like another warring faction or something?
Getting into battle. I'm a very peaceful person. I don't like war.
Oh, okay. I see. Gotcha.
So let's do battle. Because you cannot win with sentiments alone. You gotta battle. Okay, so let's go to. So there is a campaign map here. I'm scrolling that on the right. You can see that. I can click on this, and this is basically if you want to attack like NPCs. If you don't want to fight, like, you know what, I'm the nice person, I just want to kill things that are not necessarily alive, you can go to the NPCs, but they're still alive. But we gotta go to the find match because I don't have the NPC setup ready yet. So of course we didn't train any units, right? Oh, my team has trolled me successfully. One of the side effects of having to they've been just trained too well by me, so they have trolled me by removing the ability to have free units. So now I don't have free units.
So guys, those of you on Monday,
yeah, you're in for it.
Yeah, they have trolled me success. That was a successful troll though. So let's just build. You know what? Let's train one infantry, and we'll go for attack. How about that? Oh, yeah, there you go. So there he is. He's going to be sitting at the army camp, and he's just going to be walking around. In the meantime, I'm just going to upgrade the army camp. It just doesn't look cool enough to me. I don't have enough resource. Oh, I see.
Oh, and he's just sort of standing guard there.
So basically, each barrack needs its own army camp. So what happens is when you train a unit, he walks over to the army camp and he sits there. That's his job. So okay, so we are getting some ether here. We are getting some ether, so we will actually be able to do. We might be able to do battle where it'll take. Okay, I think. Okay. I'm just going to be upgrading a little bit.
Yeah, if it takes too long to get into it, we can.
Right. So let's do battle. I have one infantry. I feel confident in my abilities to kill things with one infantry.
Hey, why not?
Okay, so I got a new base this time. I realized, hey, this guy doesn't know I have anything. There he goes, and there he goes. Attack, faster. So there is some UI bugs, as you can see. There is like a temporary name at the top. The time left UI seems to be stuck, but usually you get 3 minutes to attack a base, and if you don't defeat the base in the 3 minutes, you lose.
Got it.
So you don't. Oh, I'm sorry. I should clarify. You don't lose if you do total of 50% or more damage. You win. If you do less than 50%, you lose. What that means is anytime you attack someone's base, so if you can look at the top left corner, you see the 750 gold and 750 ether. That's how much I will get by getting this guy. So I defeated some base, so I'm getting some gold here. As you can see on the top right, I'm getting some ether. So this is the loop, right? Since I get ether, now I can get more units. Now we can do another battle where I can deploy more units for you guys. Oh hey, the time left is starting up now. Oh, this is the font. Okay, this is like a new font, so that's why it is looking different. But okay, I have 25% damage, but if you guys bear with me for like 2 minutes as we watch this guy, actually he's not going to succeed. Let's just end battle. let's end battle. I lose. But I got enough gold.
I would imagine I can see how this creates sort of an exponential cycle of growth, right? This
Yes.
would probably lead to some really like epic battles down the line.
So there is one difference we made from. There is a lot of differences we're going to make from Clash of Clans. I'm not going to divulge information on that because it will be. This game will be soon available in the Roblox portal for you guys to try out as well. I'm going to be doing a lot of modifications in terms of what I think is improvements over what Clash of Clans has. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and train some troops. Actually, let's upgrade the barracks so that we get the archer. Oh. I'm just bad at clicking. It's my finger actually. It's not me. It's my finger. It's bad. So. Oh boy. Okay. So now we have barracks level 5. As you can see, it looks much cooler, right? That's like this tower thingy. This all of the big shout out to Asimo3089 who made all of these buildings. All these cool stuff. I didn't make them. I just watched him make it. Actually, I didn't watch him. He's in Texas. That'll be really good. Oh, Arizona.
Same difference. Yeah, it's out there somewhere.
Out there somewhere. He's just out there somewhere, but he's been helping us a lot. This looks incredible in terms of even the map. Look at this. Look at the detail there. And
all this has been built in Studio, right?
Everything is built using Studio. All of the tools, we have not done any special case tools here. Oh, well, actually we have, because we're just that good. This is just me saying, you know what? I just want to make something awesome. Here is a simple example. Most of you might not actually necessarily face this. Roblox, I'm not going to release this information, but the idea is how do we let developers collaborate with each other? Right, games team. When we say games team, there's not just me. There's like 4 or 5 of us working on this game, and we want to collaborate. We want to say, hey, you're going to make the building, I'm going to make the unit, and we were going to merge that together, and this is going to come together. Games are a collaborative process, I've been having a lot of conversations as I'm making this game with our studio lead Simon in terms of how to enable this, right? One of the most primary factors to enable something like this is the ability to dynamically merge a place together. Most of you already know that we have this RBXL format. Most developers, most of you who have dabbled with Studio know that like there is a RBXL format that you can work Roblox places in, but you have different scripts in that RBXL. And you want the ability to one person to work on one script and the other person to work on another script. But the merging process is kind of manual right now. And we made this automatic in this game. That's one of the reasons we are able to progress really fast. It's very simple to do. For anyone who's interested, just ping me and I'll let you guys know what it is. But we are going to be coming up with an official way. Keep in mind, that's the most important piece here, which is the ability to share code with your teammates, share code with people. Okay.
But I think the key thing here is that, you look at the game and starting out we said, if you're familiar with Clash of Clans, this is going to look familiar. It does, but back up and think for a moment that this has been created entirely in Roblox Studio. It's scripted with Lua. This is all doable in Studio, and this is a game you've probably never seen anything like this on Roblox before. So if you think you know what a Roblox game looks like,
that's right.
You're wrong. Where we're trying to expand your horizons. It's not just this. What's the one that we looked at the other day? It's the black and white 2D scroller. Contrast. So there are a lot of different things that you can do with Studio. It's not you're not just locked into a certain look and a certain feel for what a Roblox game is. When we talked in the Q&A about really expanding the capabilities of Roblox as a game development platform, that's not something that's 2, 3, 4, 5 years away. We're doing it right now. And again, with the exception of this, script collaboration tool,
which is coming.
All of this obviously is possible by you in Studio right now.
Oh, script collaboration is possible. Yes, script collaboration is possible too. It's just.
But I'm talking about the game itself, the look of the game, and the gameplay.
So, so some of you might right now think, wait, this doesn't look like Roblox. There is like a lot of different. It looks very different, very kind of like pixelated, very stylized. The way you achieve that is using decals and textures, guys. This is not like me saying, hey, I'm just gonna like hack the engine. It's basically me saying, oh, we have decals and textures. Let's just add decals and textures to each individual brick. So this for example, the barracks right now that I'm focusing on has these little bricks, and we have added textures on top of them. This is just handmade textures that we have plastered on top of these things. And now you see I have a nice army here. And let's go ahead and train some infantry. And there they go.
Oh, you're flying along now. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so now let's do a real battle, because last time it was a fake battle. So, one thing I almost forgot is that one of the biggest differences I'm making is once you deploy a unit in Clash of Clans, it disappears. And that's a huge problem, because if it doesn't die, there is no reason for it to disappear, and we want to keep it that way. So yeah, you get it back if they don't die. And of course, I'm attacking a base with no defense right now, so I'll get all of these units back. So I'm pillaging this guy. Now I'll get all of this gold that I'm getting, and then because of that, I can go back and train more units, and based on that, I can. So it's like this loop.
Expand your army.
Right. One thing to note is because I'm Sarkis, I have 500,000 gems. If it is anyone else, I'll give you about 50. Because you're 1,000 as awesome as me, so.
And the gems are implemented using developer products?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's basically the in-game currency.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you have like games where like you have in-game currency. So it's basically this game's in-game currency is gems. It's just I have a ridiculous amount of it right now. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can upgrade the barracks one more time. How much time do we have?
We need to probably wrap this segment in
you need
2-3 minutes or something.
Oh, right. I'm supposed to play other games. Okay, well, okay, let me see here. I don't have another ether storage. If you guys give me just 1 minute, I should be able to do this. Okay, I have something. Oh, and just to give a shout out to my team, the people who have been developing this, helping me develop this, is Terabyte, our associate producer, Code Pocket Ninja, our artist. We have a new art director, Alan. I'm not sure if it was Roblox username. Solar Crane, who is who's our UI lead. Only 20 characters, who is the person who did all the building stuff, and Jason Roth, who did all of the battle, the unit stuff.
J-Mark.
Yeah. Right. And then there is one more person who has been doing most of the back end for this game, and that is, you guys might know him. He's called Sravant. We like to call him Savant because he's very good. And he has been of tremendous help. He's an intern on the team again. Last he was here, he liked us enough to come back one more time. That tells you something, right? And he has helped basically make all of the back end stuff. Now I have some ogre. Oh, I don't have enough elixir. All right, so that's what we have so far, guys.
Yeah.
And
so this is, as you've noticed, this is a game in development, but I'm sure people are asking themselves, when can I get my hands on it?
soon.
TM.
That's all you're gonna get.
Coming soon, TM.
But yeah, as soon as this does go anywhere, as soon as anything happens and it's out, you're gonna read all about it on blog.roblox.com. So, as always, just keep your eyes peeled there. And for right now, we're gonna go to one more commercial break, and then Blockhawk and I are gonna jump in for a weekend edition of the next level, if you will, and play some games with Sorkis here. So, be right back.